We just have to keep going around Gaia's navel here. Which is a disgusting name for a landmark. Navel even sounds gross. You can, I guess, add navel to the words that disgust me, like moist and bulge.
Navel?
Yeah, like, at work they were giving away free fruit, which is kind of cool. So I was going to grab one, and I thought it was a tangerine, but it was just a small navel orange. So I grabbed it and I flipped it over, and I mean, the reason navel oranges are called navel oranges is because they have a freaking navel on them, and it looks disgusting. It somehow managed to be both an innie and an outie simultaneously.
Ew.
Yeah, it was like...
I think you just picked up a really gross fucking orange.
It was an innie, but then, like, in the innie was sort of like an outie of... It was horrifying.
Zugabugs finds it interesting that the bee has bones.
I hadn't noticed that. You're right. That is weird as hell.
So my mom texted me, am I wrong in assuming that you made it home okay? So I'm gonna fuck with her.
I don't fuck with your mom. Be nice. You're gonna fuck with her, aren't you?
Yeah. She sent me that and I'm like, that's a normal navel orange, I'm scared.
Yeah, navel oranges are gross.
But,
they
like,
taste great, but they're gross.
The text to my mom is, yeah, dead wrong. Your text woke me up. I appear to be in Tijuana and I smell of horse and booze and I have a raging headache.
Oh, okay. That's fun. Actually, it does sound fun, actually. You smell like horse? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Ugh. If you smell like horse
Yes.
in Tijuana, you were probably on
Horse
stage
as
doing
in,
some really terrible things.
I know. Horse is in the thing that goes neigh.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant. They do some weird shit with horses and donkeys down there.
Grapefruits are nasty as fuck.
Not a fan of grapefruits.
Yeah, it's... When my mom was going into labor with my sister, 11-hour fucking labor, Jesus fucking Christ, but like...
Jeez.
We stopped over at the Circle K on our way to the hospital, because
Wait. She's actively going into labor and she stops for a snack?
she was having contractions and they had gotten 10 minutes apart. The woman has 3 kids before. She knows how her body works.
Okay, fair enough.
But, like, we stopped at the Circle K because that's where we lived in relation to the hospital at the time. Like, you know where the Circle K is and you know where the hospital is.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're doing that. And I go into the Circle K and I grab some bullshit for my mom and I'm going through the Tropicana and I see grapefruit, red grapefruit, and I'm like, ooh, that sounds good. So I grab 2 things of the grapefruit. And I go meet my dad at checkout and he looks at the grapefruit juice and he looks at me and he has this way that he raises his eyebrows that just makes you feel like a fucking moron.
Okay.
And he did that. And I'm like, what? And he's like, okay. So he gets me the grapefruit juice. So we head out to the hospital. So I have the grapefruit juice and a couple of things of Pop-Tarts to eat. And I'm there the whole time with my mom. 11-hour fucking labor.
Jeez.
She went into. About 5 hours in, I start getting hungry and a little thirsty, so I eat the Pop-Tarts, and I crack open one of the grapefruit juice things, and I take a sip, and I spat it across the room.
Please tell me you managed to soak somebody.
No, but the nurses came in and thought I was bleeding across the floor because it was so red.
Wow.
Like, I spat it across the floor and I'm like, this tastes so fucking disgusting. And my mom, mid-contraction, holding my hand, crushing my bones together, starts laughing at me.
I assume you've learned your lesson from that.
Yeah. So I had a full thing of grapefruit juice and whatever was left of the first one, left over to drink. That's all I had to fucking drink. I mean, I could go out in the hall and get a drink from the ass-tasting drinking fountains, but like, ew. So,
Oh my gosh, would you all just die already?
worst day ever. My dad wouldn't go get me a Mountain Dew.
Not a big fan of fruit. I don't eat too much fruit. Just another reason why I'm about 40 pounds overweight.
I like fruit juice, but not fruit, because I don't like chewing on it. It's the texture and the sound of it, like, in my mouth as my teeth crush it.
Oh, I'm alright with that. My thing is I'm lazy, so I don't like peeling it. And, you know, I also don't have my teeth aren't very good, so I can't usually bite through the peel. Like, eating an apple raw usually hurts me. So I have to get it sliced up, but I'm too lazy. I'm too lazy to slice an apple, and I'm too lazy to peel an orange. I would actually rather eat, I'm more of a fan of vegetables, even though I eat unhealthily anyway. But I like celery, for example.
Mom's really kind of funny, because back when I was living with her, like, she would cook shit all the time, like stew and crap. And she would always complain that I didn't like vegetables, or I didn't eat vegetables, and that's not fucking true. I fucking love carrots, I love celery, I can stand broccoli now. I
can stand broccoli now. I used to not be able to, unless it was slathered in cheese.
I especially love radishes. Radishes are my favorite. I fucking love radishes.
I'm not a fan of radishes at all. A lot of times, for some of the more unusual, well, I guess radishes aren't unusual, but you know, it's slightly less common than, say, broccoli and such. I need them in salads. Like, I think I can handle radishes in salads, but raw, not really.
But like, and she's like, you don't eat any vegetables, and I'm like, Mom, you make some really fucking disgusting vegetables, like fucking asparagus.
Ugh.
I hate the smell of asparagus.
My only experience with asparagus came from my very first girlfriend, and I use the word in the most vague sense. I think I was like 6. So, you know, a girlfriend when you're 6 is just the friend who happens to be a girl who happens to invite you over. She had, was it asparagus or Brussels sprouts? It was one of the two, and I didn't dig the taste, but I ate it to be polite.
Yeah.
And she was nervous and I was nervous. We were both nervous because, you know, I was over at her house and it was weird. And, no, we must have been a little older than 6. But anyway, so, like, the only thing I remember is I managed to stomach them, and then she ate them and threw up all over the kitchen table. And it was really green and, liquidy. I remember that. Her vomit was green and liquidy. So my memory my taste for asparaguses are tainted.
Yeah, I don't like the smell, and if I don't like the smell, I don't like the taste. That's the thing.
Doesn't asparagus smell like pee? Or maybe if you eat asparagus, your pee smells like asparagus, something like that. I can't remember.
No, it doesn't smell like pee, but it smells pretty damn rank. Like,
it has been many decades since I've gone.
You want to know what tastes like shit? Arugula.
Arugula?
Arugula.
Isn't that a spice?
No, it's like this leaf.
Yeah.
People are putting it in their salads now.
Oh, I thought it was like a spice, like a garnish.
Yeah, I think it's a garnish, but people are like putting it in their salads and on their sandwiches. Arugula tastes like shit. Like.
Fair enough. I don't think I've ever had it before.
There's shit you shouldn't eat, and then there's arugula.
That's some epic music for finding a freaking rope.
I remember my mom made a salad one time because one of her friends had a surplus of kale, so she brought it over, and my mom had some arugula, so she made a fucking kale arugula bullshit salad.
Bullshit salad?
Bullshit salad. She put like chicken in there, and she put this really ass-tasting dressing on it too, which I think influenced my hatred of arugula. But like, the dressing tasted fine on the chicken, but not on the rest of the salad.
Now you're making me hungry for a salad. I think I'm just generally hungry.
Yeah.
If you run off for Little Caesars, let me know. I mean, I'm going to keep the broadcast going, but... Oh,
I will probably as soon as I finish this story. But, like... She makes the salad. And when my mom cooks, she makes enough for a week.
That's cool.
Like, so she makes a shitload of salad. And she, like, gets herself a serving, and she's like, Rachel, do you want to try this salad? Because she knows I like salad. So I'm like, okay, what's in it? And she's like, oh, just some greens and chicken. And I'm like, just some greens and chicken? You better mean fucking lettuce. I didn't say that at the time, but now, just some greens? You better mean fucking lettuce.
As opposed to what?
As opposed to fucking arugula and kale.
I know I've had kale before.
But like,
I think. But I can't remember.
But
Go
like,
ahead, sorry.
I eat the chicken, and it's friggin' delicious. My mom makes amazing chicken. I'm like, okay, I like this. So I stab some kale, and I eat it, and I'm like, not so good with the dressing. So I set the kale aside, and I scooch all this kale off my plate. And then there's the arugula, and I'm like, this looks like dandelion weed. Like, if you look at arugula, it looks like fucking the leaves off of dandelion weeds. I think that's what arugula fucking is. Like, they're just picking the leaf shits off of dandelions and passing it off as food.
So you can rub it on your face and see if it turns yellow to see if someone loves you or whatever the hell that bullshit is. What is that bullshit?
It's rubbing the dye from the flower.
Yeah, I know, but
onto
it
your
supposedly means something. If it turns yellow,
in Alaska, we just did that for temporary tattoos. We would do that with violets too.
Oh, when I was growing up, it meant something, like someone was in love with you or
Those green
some
slimes
bullshit.
do not enjoy death.
They don't. They're fucking pissing me off, and I'm about to die.
But,
I'm about to run away.
Back to the arugula story. Like, there's the arugula in front of me, and I spear it, and I put it in my mouth, and I'm okay with the dressing. And then I chew, and the flavor floods my tongue, and you know how I am. I hate spitting things out of my mouth. I hate vomiting. I hate doing that.
Okay.
Like, I felt the flavor flow down my tongue, down into my throat. And in a fluid motion, I get up, I lean over the sink, I spit it out, and I sit there and I cough up some bile. It's so bad. Bile tastes better than arugula.
Wow. You're not holding back at all, are you?
I fucking hate arugula.
I don't think I've ever had anything that disgusting. Well, no, I take that back. The one thing I do remember that I had that I hated, I had some burrito-flavored pizza rolls, which was not... Go ahead.
Burrito-flavored pizza sounds nasty.
Well, it could have been good, because it could have been like little baby burritos. But I didn't fully cook them. Like, I cooked them just enough that nothing was frozen. But that was it.
Oh my god, they keep coming!
So, they do. I'm about to say fuck it and run off, because they...
Yay, EXP farm!
I know, that's the reason I'm still here, because I'm like... I mean, I just gained a level from attacking these assholes, so... What the... Yes, sometimes the treasure chests grow legs and walk away from you, like that.
Weird.
Oh, God.
Alright, I'm gonna...
Finally! Oh,
the rock has come back to whatever game you're playing. Chrono Trigger?
It's gonna be a whole... Secret of Mana, oh my God.
Bag award!
You know, people who love one or the other. So, TheAkamura has left the microphone. Ugh. Which means the conversation's going to be a lot less interesting for a bit, but that's okay. Should probably turn her microphone off. So, oh god, it's more of the green slimes. Should I? You know what? Fuck you guys. Thought TheAkamura telling a story, fighting you guys is just a treadmill of pain.